The sun is set, the blue shade of dusk rising up to take its place. I press down the gas. Marina turns to me and smiles. Let's hit the road. The sun has long since set and given way to darkness. Only my headlights remain, illuminating the road and silhouetting the small rock formations around us. If you've ever been in the desert at night, this is pretty true. It is dark out there, and if the moon is not visible, there is no visibility to be had. Although the stars tend to be pretty beautiful. I've been alternating between the old tape and new ones, immediately throwing on the old tape after finishing a new one, and vice versa. Pardon the quick save. I haven't had any complaints from Marina. She is sitting at my side the entire time, softly humming off-key to the music. She seems to be the type to just accept things as they are, like with her car being stolen, or that treasure. Especially that treasure. And to make it worse, it's not just her. Apparently it's some phenomenon now. Goes to show how much I keep up with current events. But the whole thing smells like a scam. I bet somewhere all the big shots from that publishing house are gathered up in the corporate tower, laughing at the idiots they've just ripped off that book. Christ. Beeman's trying to sound like him. New music turns into static before the cassette is silenced by a loud click. I eject it and reach for his old tape again. Marina notices, taking the opportunity to break the long-held silence. So, do you like music a lot? Yeah, I guess. I figured if you've been playing these tapes this entire time. Picks up one of the tapes in the center console and infects it, going as far as to poke her pinky through one of the holes. Though I'm not sure what you'd call this type of music. Yeah, I've just been playing whatever. Mostly jazz, fusion, and alt country. Threw some new age crap in there for a good measure. Most of these are mixtapes I made when I was little. Cool. Any names I'd recognize? She peeks at me through the holes of the cassette, wearing a wide, genuine smile. Probably not. Oh, come on, try me. Why not? Maybe I'm not giving her enough credit. You know, Gabrielle, Guru 2, Weather Report, Donovan, Metheny. Marina gave sage-like nods and grunts of understanding as I list off the names. You have no idea who any of them are, do you? Not a clue. That's what I thought. Sorry. I usually listen to whatever's on the radio. I crack a slight smile. It's alright. I could see how it might be hard to get into. My Gramps used to call it road trip music. I still think it's nice though. It makes you really happy. You think so? She taps her finger gently against my cheek. I pull away a little, but let her do it anyway. Yeah, why else would you be smiling? I never really thought of whether it made me happy before, but I do know it made him happy, so that's good enough for me. That's actually why I'm going to California, you know, for a music festival. For real? Where? Not far from Palm Springs. Palm Springs? Like the actual Palm Springs? Don't know if there are any other Palm Springs in California, but yeah, they do it every year for a few weekends. I went off to my first concert a little while ago, before I graduated. She rests her head against the window and stares at the road ahead. Her smile fading, but still there. It was so much fun. An entire weekend of that sounds super awesome. Nah, it ain't that cool. Marina flings her head away from the window and turns to me. Now she's staring at me like I'm crazy. How could you even say that? It's the coolest thing ever. I wouldn't even be able to wait. I'd want to see all the bands. Relax, it's not like I'm taking it for granted. It's just that there's only one group I know and want to see so far. Right. His favorite group. Just one? I was so excited when he got the tickets. Just one that I'm excited for. I'll watch a bunch though. Releasing a long sigh. Marina eases back into her seat. Oh good. I was afraid you were going to head home after you saw your group. You crazy? I like to at least have a little fun before worrying about all the expenses I gotta deal with. Expenses? Damn it. It's nothing. Are you in debt? Is it college loans? My brother said those aren't fun to deal with. They're really not. They're really not. They're really not. Not too comfortable. Should have just kept my trap shut. Or did you just spend too much on your Without warning, I swerve off the side of the road and onto the rocky sand, cutting Marina off and nearly giving her a heart attack. Marina shoots me a worried glance, her face still pale. Oh my god, what was that? Are you okay? I pinch the bridge of my nose and my elbows on the wheel. Amber? I've been driving all day. I'm a little tired. Where are we? A little outside Albuquerque, so we aren't too far now. My god, we really could make meth out here. We'll sleep here tonight and drive to Shiprock first thing in the morning. Sleepy time. Killing the ignition, I climb out of my seat and into the living quarters. Marina trails behind me. I yank open the bathroom's Velcro latch cupboards. Inside is a folded stack of blankets, sheet, pillow, and my old gym clothes from school. I scoop them up and toss them to Marina. Ow. My finger. She scrambles to catch it, desperately bouncing them as they lean out of her arms. Sorry about the clothes. I don't have any actual pajamas. You can sleep on the couch. It folds out into a bed. Oh. Okay. Alright then. See you in the morning. And with that, I step into the back room and slam the sliding door before collapsing into an oversized bed. Even in the darkness, I can make out the pictures hanging on the wall. Once upon a time, they were generic scenic pieces. Now they're photos. Photos of me and Gramps. My favorite is the one of us in front of a museum for music. Rock and roll, to be specific. I was just a little pipsqueak back then, holding up an autographed vinyl sleeve that was about the size of my head. He was by my side, squatting down and ruffling my hair as I gave the biggest smile I could, even with my missing teeth. I let out a sigh and fixate on the ceiling skylight, a small sliver of the moonlight shining through. Feels like an eternity since I last laid down in this bed. I remember it felt like being hugged by a cloud. Now it feels like concrete. Tiny creaks sound from the room next door, accompanied by Marina's little squeaks of determination as she struggles with the fold-out bed. Till finally, I hear a loud thud. And it's not really a loud thud, is it? It's more like a wet squish. Puh. I can't help but smirk a little. I should have warned her that it's heavy. The room over goes silent. I hope it didn't crush her. Luckily, I soon hear footsteps tiptoeing across the carpet, and then on the bathroom tile. They stop outside my door. Hey, are you awake? Her voice is weak, barely above a whisper. It's almost impossible to hear as it's muffled through the door. I know I've said a lot recently, but I really mean it. Thanks, Amber. Good night. I continue to stay silent. In the dark, the ceiling looks like it's constantly changing in size and dimension. Sometimes getting bigger and further away. Other times it looks like it's getting closer and smaller. I look down. Through the crack under the door, I see her shadow turning around to leave. The words slip out of my mouth before she can even take her first step. Night, kiddo. Highway Blossoms. Most people imagine Indian reservations as tucked away slices of heaven. They're not. They're really not. Maybe some pocketed oasis of vibrant greens and flowing water in what is otherwise a wasteland. Again, they're really not. They're more like the worst lands that a person could be given. But you know, America. Those people are wrong. Amen, sister. The Navajo Reservation is as sandy and barren as the rest of the desert. And at 22,475 miles, it's neither green nor fun-sized. Not that I hate it. The miles of faded highway road whooshes by, blending together with the sand that stretches out to far-off ridge and mountain. Like there's a rhythm to it all. Behind me, Maria is still stretched out in the fold-out bed, cuddling the pillow, a substitute for a blanket that's long since fallen off the bed. My old gym clothes are a little small for her. Shorts only reach halfway down her thighs. Hey, I'm not complaining. Soon we're rolling into town, its jagged namescape peeking over the horizon. Shiprock. The town itself is typical for this desert. Nothing fancy like a high-rise, just a whole lot of plain shacks sitting on top of gravel. Painted warm browns and beiges. From behind me, there's a light. Almost fluffy yawn. I wonder how that bundle of joy handles mornings. Oh god, she's a morning person, isn't she? Morning. Oh hey, you're finally awake. Uh-huh. She's not a morning person. She yawns again and thumps back against the bed. Guess she's not a morning person. What'd I tell ya? There's still some coffee in the... Oh! Is that Shiprock? I guess she is a morning person. I take it back. Marina rushes behind me and grabs the back of the sheets, her eyes sparkling. It's huge! I can't believe we can see it from so far away. On closer inspection, my clothes are way too tight for her. My poor shirt's being stretched to its limit. Oh no, there's still... You can see bowing there. That's a sign that there's slack. Yeah, I mean... What cup are you, lady? I swear, several scenes ago, you were a much smaller cup. Of course, this doesn't seem to bother her at all. It's out in the desert. Out in the desert, you just wear as few clothes as you can get away with most times. It's the desert. I don't know if I'm more embarrassed for herself or for her. Myself, or for her. Well, we have to get going now, so get dressed or whatever. Sure thing. She scampers off to the back, finally giving me room to breathe as I make my way to the driver's seat. Until I accidentally glance at the rearview mirror. Ooh, Amber, are you peeking? In the middle of the motorhome, Maria slips out of her pajamas and into her regular clothes. Oh. Jeez, the bathroom's right there. I adjust the mirror and try my hardest to stay focused on anything else I can look at. Fully dressed, Marina pops back up beside me and settles into the passenger seat. The desolated road continues until suddenly, as if out of nowhere, we're greeted by a line of cars, RV, buses, and other kinds of vehicles under the blazing sun, all lumped together, stacked up one on top of the other, side by side. Every single one blasting their horns. That's, traffic jam horns. Honk, honk. Just go with it. What the? Whoa. You think this is because of the treasure? I grit my teeth and flop back into my seat. I can only pray that these are tourists, and I was the only one dumb enough to humor its scam. We are soon assimilated into the traffic jam. Slowly, the motorhome inches forward, but when we finally reach the front, a whole new monster awaits us. Laid out on the dirt, barely in the shadow of the looming mountain, is a giant cluster that can only be described as such. Campers, tents, tarps, both. You name it. A chaotic horde of people crawl around the entire unorganized mess. I cringe at the very sight of it. I'm in hell. That's the desert for you. Marina pushes her face against the window in awe of the sheer insanity. I don't think I've seen this many people since the concert. That's her pressed against the window. Oh God, she's gonna break from overstimulation. A choir of horns serenade us from behind. Groaning, I pull forward and squeeze the motorhome into the nearest available space, stuffed tightly between everything else. Backing out's gonna be a real pain. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's go find that treasure. Maria sets up and nearly leaps out of the car, but I grab her wrist and pull her back in the seat. Just hold on a second. Her enthusiasm fades. Oh, that's right. You were only going to drop me off and leave. Sorry, but I'm going to stick around a bit longer. For real? She starts sniffing. You're so nice to me, Amber. I think I might cry. Also, you have no money, no phone, no means of transportation to get back. If she leaves you here, yeah, there's people around, but, yeah. Hold it in. We gotta think of a game plan first. Okay. Marina returns to her usual happy-go-lucky self while I grimace in the chaos outside. If I suspend my disbelief and assume the treasure is real, where would we even start? We don't even have any equipment. I guess we may as well start by checking out the place. That was abrupt. I'm the first to make my way out into the sea of people. My nose is assaulted with smells and campfires and BO mats with suntan lotion. Ugh, that coconutty smell? Yeah. Smells like a tourist, alright. Marina finishes off her run around the motorhome and huddles close to me, her eyes still wide with wonder, but far less gung-ho than before. The two of us make our way through the makeshift campground, following a guardrail that's been set up to separate the visitors from the rock. All the while, we pass different scenes, starring all sorts of people. A news anchor's elbowing nosy... Let's try that line again. Oh my goodness. A news anchor elbowing nosy hecklers out of the way while she tries to report. Men on top of motorhomes and lawn chairs, strumming away on guitars. Even vendors have set up shop here, selling overripened fruit from their booths. Now there's the real gold right there. Guaranteed business. Maria's speechless. I'm looking on in overwhelmed curiosity and hovering so close I keep tripping over her. I'm half expecting her to grab onto one of my belt loops. I'm surprised. I pegged her to be pretty good with crowds. Please stay behind the guardrail. I repeat, please stay behind the guardrail. Yeah, the other side of the guardrail's where the treasure is, isn't it? And she's not having it. A booming voice shouts over the cackling of a megaphone. Pushing through the crowd, we're shoved into part of the crowd that's mobbing by an opening in the guardrail. That didn't make any sense in my head. Let me try that again. Pushing through the crowd, we're shoved into part of the crowd that's mobbing by an opening in the guardrail. Sure. They're barred from advancing by a lone man standing on top of a folding chair and clutching a megaphone like a shotgun. Stay behind the guardrail. Please reconsider in Navajo land. What's going on? I'm not sure. I think the sun reflects off the truck behind it. I squint my eyes and the word printed on its side. Navajo Parks and Recreation. It's the man? The man? Never mind. The relentless crowd ignores him, ramming into each other as they fling dictionaries worth of profanities at him. This could get nasty. Maybe they're moshing? People did that at the concert. Needs more music. Just what the hell kind of concert did you go to anyway? Wait a second. In the back of the mosh, distant from the calamity, is a familiar sight. Blonde hair intertwined and running through a dark red bandana. What's wrong? Remember that loud chick from the gas station? A little. I was too busy with my slushie to notice. Why? I think we just found our first lead. My voice trails off as I start towards the girl, pushing my way through the crowd. Hey, Amber, wait! Putting on my person mask. Yeah, funny thing is I know exactly what you mean. You're about to face someone face to face and gotta look like you're not an asshole. Resting bitch face is real. Putting on my person mask, I take a breath and place my hand on her shoulder with a forced smile. For the last time, old man, I don't have any. Huh? She whips around, her eyes prepared for murder. But her features switch to standby mode as she realizes her mistake. Oh. Sorry. But didn't I see you at the convenience store yesterday? Oh yeah, that dump. Outside of Roswell, right? Yeah, that was us. I'm Amber, and the other girl's Marina. Marina waves, and I extend my hand. The girl's eyes narrow, but she eventually shakes it with a surprisingly strong grip. Little writer's tip, by the way. If you put two words that end with S's near them, you're gonna have a bit of a tongue stumbler. And it'll shake up the brain too. The girl's eyes. She eventually shakes off with a surprisingly strong grip. Maria. Everyone here for the treasure? They'd be idiots if they weren't. Hey, what do you know? You were right, Amber. You say that like it's a good thing. You guys here for the gold too? Not sure why anyone else would come out. She looks over the scenery and wrinkles her nose. To this place. The ray of sunshine next to me is looking for the gold. I'm just the ride.
Step away from the guardrail. You're all getting out of hand.
The horde presses in. The yelling grows louder.
You're not getting through, so I don't even know where.
A can of beer flies through the air and cracks him in the forehead. Liquid running down his face.
Oh, come on.
Navajo Parks and Recreation. They're trying to keep well-meaning treasure hunters from carving up the rock because it's a religious significance. Doesn't surprise me. This is a four-corner state, so there's a lot of stuff like that out there. I think it's sweet that they're trying to protect all shippy. Maria stares at her as if questioning her entire existence. But it's a rock. So? Also, Maria... my goodness. Names are so similar. I thought she was silent for a while. It's only good for postcards and carving big monuments. Why is it such a big deal if people want to look for the treasure up here? Well, it's not going to make much of a difference either way. Why is that? You a non-believer? No, I'm just not a sucker. That's not very nice, Amber. Well, it's true. It's obvious that this is all just an elaborate scam and everyone got ripped off. Before I finish my sentence, a cocky, overgrown smile makes its way onto Maria's face, oozing with snide confidence. What if I told you I could prove the treasure's real? I'd say you're full of it. Does that mean the treasure's real? Like, honest to goodness real? Boing. Overwhelmed with excitement, Maria springs up and down. All while Mariah... Oh my goodness. Marina and Mariah. Seriously. Oh, well, Mariah gives a smug nod. Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. Oh, ye of little faith. I said I could prove it, didn't I? How exactly are you gonna do that? Come back to my base. Full of highly trained elite treasure hunters. Then I'll show you. Elite what now? Highly trained elite treasure hunters. Right. Thanks, but no thanks. We'll pass. What? But why? Well, because, you said we needed a game plan, right? This is the best chance we have right now. A terrifying amount of determination emanates from her as she forces an unwavering stare on me. Her gaze intensifies. I look down at my dusty shoes and finally give in. Jeez, if it'll make you happy, I'll do it. Yay. She's really damn determined, I'll give her that much. I'm not sure I could have said no. But this better be legit, you hear? I point to Mariah. I'm not in the mood to be jerked around today. Yeah, I'll keep my word.
Hey, stop it!
She is not having a good time over here. We look back towards the crowd. The guardrails have topped over, and the crowd surges towards the man.
I'm warning you. Stay back! I have a megaphone!
The crowd circles around the chair and topples it over, the man crashing down with it. We should probably scram. Way ahead of you. Sleek and lavish, Mariah's motorhome is like a mansion on wheels. Its chromy black paint is so fresh that you can practically smell the primer. Here we are. Base, sweet base. She throws the door open. Joe, Tess, buck up, we've got guests. Marie and I shoot each other an unsure glance, then enter the motorhome. Huh? Hey, did you finally make some friends? Load out your ass, slacker. Hey, there's actually guys in this game after all. I guess the store attendant was a guy, but whatever. NPC, you know? It's just as big and expensive on the inside, making my RV look like a toilet in comparison. It's definitely a luxury class, unlike my Class C. Or at least it would be a luxury motorhome if not for the seemingly random decor. Yeah, I see license plates hanging over here. There's some art pasted up on the walls, and well, I think we'll see what's back there in a minute. It's nifty. You could live in that during a zombie apocalypse, maybe. The walls littered with posters of ska bands. Ha! The worst genre of music. Ooh, depending on who you know, them's fighting words. I don't really care, personally. Even weirder are the license plates scattered everywhere. Some in boxes, some on the table, and some strung together like a wind chime. Where are you getting these? Also, look around, Maria. See if you spot yours. I have suspicions about you. A beanbag in the corner and bottles of empty beer and liquor cast off the ground. The place looks more like a frat pad than a base. An impression further aided by the guy sprawled out on the couch, his head wrapped in a bandana like Mariah's. Bandana guy. Someone's feisty today. No luck with the treasure, I take it? Yeah, no thanks to you. Hey now, me and Tess are holding down the fort. That's a very important job. He gestures to the cot above him, a hollow space under some cabinets. It looks like a row of cupboards. Cupboards used to be there, and were stripped to make room for it. Lying on top of it is a little girl facing the other direction, fiddling with something I can't make out. She's wearing another identical bandana. Ooh, this is the bandana crew over here. Isn't that right, Tess? She just leans in. Whoop! Tess gives a barely inexistent nod and continues tinkering. See? What'd I tell you? Has she been like that the entire time? Yep. She hasn't moved since you left this morning. It's kinda sad. Please, don't think I haven't noticed you were on that couch when I left. Guilty as charged. I clear my throat, reminding them of our presence. Oh, right. This is my team. The lug has become one with the couch is Joseph, and the squirt is my kid sister, Tess. Joe, Tess, this is Alyssa and Melena. Yeah, thanks. Amber and Marina. Whatever. They're looking for the treasure too. Hey there, ladies. Oh dear. I can only hope the highly trained elite team are hidden in the bathroom. Hey, I'm Marina. It's really nice to meet you. Marina jumps in front of me, taking hold of the conversation by its throat. The other girl is Amber. Say hi, Amber. Hi. Don't mind her, she's just grumpy. I'm not grumpy. You sound pretty grumpy to me. I groan and start muttering nonsense under my breath. Didn't think being a realist would make me grumpy. She doesn't think the treasure exists. Uh-oh, Maria, we've got a non-believer in our midst. Why do they keep saying that? Why do you think I brought her here? If you think you'll be able to convince me that the treasure is real, then fine. But you have another thing coming. Come on, where's your sense of adventure? Back in my motorhome. We can take you and your sense of adventure back to Carlsbad if you want. No thanks. Carlsbad? California? New Mexico. Rolling her eyes, Maria walks over to a drawer. From inside, she pulls out something wrapped in a cloth and brings it over to me. Go ahead, take a peek. Her smirk reappears, curling across her face as if this were a game and there's no way she could lose. Hesitant, I bring my hand to the bag and unwrap it. What? No way. Is this? That's right. Lying swaddled in the cloth is a yellow nugget. I give it a squeeze. It's soft. Definitely not a piece of pyrite. It's gold! But how? You know the miner who hid the treasure? That's Joseph's great-great-uncle. You're lying. I can testify for that. It's true. This thing's a family heirloom. More like it was lying forgotten in my basement until we stumbled across it as kids. After that, I heard the great tales of the miner and his hidden treasure. She went to the library and found old newspaper clippings to make fun of him. Then I made it my life's goal to find his treasure. She's been obsessed with ever since. Help. Whew, that's a load. I saw you at the store yesterday. If you knew so much about this treasure, why did you have to buy one of those journals? Another side of my family probably got the journal after he kicked it. We didn't hear about it until everyone else did. This doesn't prove anything. Maria shoots me a scowl, similar to the look she gave the clerk yesterday. What are you trying to say? Sis. Tess finally moves, hopping down from her cot. Another license plate wind chime in her hands. The plates clanking together as she runs over to Maria. Sis, I finished it. You're dirty. You're dirty, filthy. She says this without a hint of emotion, her eyes in a constant half-open state. It's kind of unsettling. How many is that now? 44? 45. Marina bends down to Tess's level to greet her. Ah, are you collecting license plates? Uh-huh. I only have 5 more until I finally have all 50 states. And what states do you have there? New Mexico. Her voice and expression don't change, still as dry as the desert air. Maria scoffs. At least yesterday wasn't a complete waste of time. That junker was a piece of crap. Wait a second. Oh, the parts were rustier than my ass. Even the scrap metal wasn't worth it. Just be thankful we found it. We'd be busted if we hadn't salvaged the good bits. Besides, that money's going to keep us from starving. I look at Marina, but she doesn't seem to have put it together. About that car you found, that wasn't outside Roswell, was it? Maria's eyes go wide, realization finally penetrating her skull. Yeah, not too far from the store. What do you care? I can feel my blood begin to boil. Maria can feel it too. Amber. Every part of me is shaking. I struggle to spit out the words. Her car was stolen outside of Roswell yesterday. It was out of gas. It was out of gas, so we went to go get some. Started to talk like Marina. Joseph is next to realize it, followed by Tess. Oh, crap. And so, numbskull. Can't hold it anymore. Sorry, Marina. So, you stole her car and dismantled it. Joseph jumps off the couch and apologetically bows repeatedly, all in one swift motion. Each bow makes me a little bit angrier. Joey said it was okay. I thought it was. Marina gave me the go-ahead. You told them it was alright? Yeah, so? It's your own fault for leaving it out there. How? How is it on earth our fault that it broke down? You know. Finders keepers. It's a freaking car! Tess tugs on my shirt. What? I don't mean to, but the words snap out of my mouth. The tiny girl shrinks away. Alright, Amber, just calm down. We can talk this out. Here. She holds out the wind chime made of Marina's license plate. Her eyes cast downward. You can have it. Never mind. Calming down isn't gonna happen. A hand grasps my shoulder. I turn to Marina. She shakes her head and smiles. Amber, it's okay. But really, it's fine. She bends back down to Tess and smiles reassuringly. You can go ahead and keep it, sweetie. The trio, Mariah included, are taken back by Marina's saint-like reaction. Don't worry, guys, it's fine. Joseph breathes a sigh of relief. Oh God, thank you so much. You're gonna pay for... Oh, I clicked a button. I did it. Oh God, thank you so much. We're all really sorry about this, right, Mariah? Yeah, I guess. About as fed up with this as I am, Joseph shoots her a glare and smacks her on the back of the head. No, alright. I'm sorry and stuff. Marina, are you sure? They destroyed your car. Yeah, but it was pretty run down anyway. You're unreal, you know that? Anyway, we should head out now. We have a few things to take care of. Thanks for showing us the gold. Now I'm sure the treasure's real. No problem, ladies. Again, really sorry for all the trouble. If there's anything we can do for you, just give us a shout. Sure thing. We head for the door, but Marina turns around before stepping outside. By the way, was there a phone in the car? Pink Hasey? I am not familiar with that brand. Hasey. Hasey. Yeah, that's the one. We kinda sold that too.